How's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms, out here on a Thursday afternoon trying to get some things done here. Busy time of year, as I've told you many times. Guys, still in blueberry season around here. It is a great thing, especially if y'all watched any of my videos. Y'all know that we had a pretty substantial hard, cold freeze and snowstorm that lasted about a day or so when all of our stuff was bloomed out, all of our blueberries. So we were really worried about not getting anything this year, but I've done pretty well on my bushes. If you've watched my videos, you know I've got a elderly lady across the street that has some old bushes over there that produce pretty well, and she lets me pick those, and I give her berries when she wants them. But my dad just sent a whole bunch up here too. So guys, I want to show you what a freezer looks like that is getting ready for winter. Now, do not mind the corn dogs. I get it. It's not homesteading. You guys, everybody's got their vices. Every once in a while, I like a good corn dog, so there it is. All right, so we got deer meat, deer meat, deer meat. That's, I don't know how thick that is. It's probably about 2.5 to 3 feet down of nothing but deer meat, and more deer meat, and there's the zucchini there. Then look under here, guys. All of that and all of this over here. Blueberries, 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 blueberries. These are the ones I just put up. I just got through bagging 11 more quarts, guys. That is right at 3 gallons more of blueberries. I've picked mine. That was the big heavy picking for my dad. I haven't been back across the street yet. Mine are actually still producing. Now, mine don't produce in that quantity, but they are still producing, and so I'll be able to get some more off that. So, you know, that's a good problem to have. You know, all of my fruit trees are still young, and you know, fruit's expensive. You go to the store and buy one of those little pints or whatever, those little clamshell packs of blueberries, and if you can catch them on sale, sometimes you can get them for $4 or $5, something like that. But you know, it's a very loose pint. When they say a pint, it's not actually. When I say quarts of blueberries, guys, you can't pack another blueberry in there. So it's actually probably more than what a quart would weigh in the grocery store, or a quart would be in the grocery store. And under this box, there's just more and more and more where we put up. So far this year, with the 11 I just put up, I think we're up to about 18, 19 quarts at this point, and still got some picking to do. Again, that's a good problem to have. First of all, I love blueberries. I let them thaw and eat them for breakfast. We eat them in a lot of desserts, and you know, we keep a lot of them simply because our fruit trees are still so young. We don't get a lot off of them right now. That's coming in the future. One other thing this does, guys, is that you know, this is a bargaining tool, a bartering chip, I guess you could say. You know, there's a lot of people, and I give a lot of blueberries away. So let me clarify that right now. Obviously, the lady across the street, I give them away to other people that need them, and I've done that this year. So I guess if you add those back in, I'm probably up to about 24, 25 quarts now. But I've given several bags away to people that can no longer get out and do it, and need some blueberries, want some blueberries, but don't need a ton of them. But one thing that I can do with these is these are perfect for trade for things that I don't have, and I've done that in the past. You know, I know you know, you give away your excess and stuff like that, but at the same time, other people have excess of something else. So I use these to trade to them to get what they have that I don't have. So anyway, all this good fish down in there, all those crappie fillets that we caught, and so this freezer's looking better and better as we go through these summer months. And yep, it is hot out here. It is humid out here. You can see all that good cube steak there and everything else. So yes, it is hot and humid out here. But you know, it's worth it when it gets to winter time and you're wanting some fresh fruit. And whoever my commenter is, it always tells me that my frozen fruit's not fresh fruit. We'll have that debate someday. It is fresh in the terms of it was picked, it was put on a pan, it was frozen overnight, and then put in a bag. no processing whatsoever. So I consider that fresh fruit. I haven't lost a single vitamin, a single mineral. None of the antioxidants are gone. You know, everything's still in it. So there's no processing to it. No chemicals have ever touched them. None of these, because the 3 places that I get my blueberries, mine, my dad's, and the lady across the street, no chemicals whatsoever, no insecticides or anything on them. We have to throw away a lot of blueberries because bugs have gotten in them and chew little holes in them and whatnot. It's just part of the game, you know. We lose some to deer, we lose some to insects, but there's not a lot we can do that. The birds have been on them pretty heavy this year, but that's just part of it. They produce so heavy that I'm really not worried about that. But you know, again, it's just good to have that feeling, and we're not as diversified as we want to be. We've got pears coming, we've got muscadines coming, we've got blackberries coming, we've got apples and crab apples, but you know, they're still a year or so away. Now my pears are looking pretty good. I will at least get several quarts off of my pear trees this year. They're going to be small, but there's enough of them that I'm going to be able to get those, and we will process those, and I'm actually going to can those. I think I'm going to slice them up and use them as canned fruit. You know, when we want an apple pie this winter, and we don't want to go buy organic apples, well, I've got organic pears that I can make taste just like an apple pie. So that's the way we do it around here. Until my apples start producing, we'll make fake apple pie with pears. It's just part of what we do. So guys, again, as I always encourage you, you know, grow what you can. You know, again, right now, what do I have an abundance of? Blueberries and onions and those kind of things, and what's coming out of the garden right now. In the future, is that going to change? Yeah. You know, y'all have seen my hazelnut trees and my chestnut trees, and all of those will be food for us, but it'll also be trade items for other things for people that don't have hazelnuts and don't have chestnuts. So it's all part of that future, and the best time to get started, well, the saying goes, when it comes to fruit and stuff like that, the best time to get started would have been 10 or 15 years ago, obviously. But the best time to get started is right now. Okay, you can't go back and redo what you should have done 10 or 15 years ago. I've been up here on this hill now for 24 years. We just celebrated our 24th anniversary. And should I have gone ahead and taken out some of this stuff around here that serves no real purpose other than me having to weed eat around them? I sure should have. And I should have put fruit trees in there then and continued to add some along. But I can't go back and fix that now. So what I'm doing is I'm adding to it every year. I've got my blueberry bushes from this end going that way, are producing, and every year I add 3 or 4 more little blueberries down along that ditch. And even some of my knee-high blueberry bushes this year, I'm getting a couple handfuls off of them, so that tells me that next year they're going to be busting at the seam. So who knows, one day I give away what I don't need, I trade what I can, I sell the rest in a perfect area with perfect clientele that would love to buy organic blueberries. And money to some of these folks around here is not really a big deal. So, you know, maybe in the future that's a revenue stream. Think ahead, go ahead and start planning now. And you know, if that's not what you have available, then find somebody that does. Okay, just do better. Every little step you take to get out of the corporate food system and start eating healthier. And I keep seeing these videos of you know, looking at these ingredient lists, and you can't read what's on the back of it, and you know, and somebody that knows what they're talking about, which is not me, says, well, this one is a preservative, but it kills your gut biome. This one is a flavor enhancer, and your body doesn't recognize it. It's a foreign chemical to it, so it starts working on your autoimmune system and all this kind of stuff. Guys, that's scary stuff. That is really scary stuff. And you know, that was like taco seasoning, I think is what it was that they were looking at. And you know, that just struck me that I've got a recipe. You can buy taco seasoning, obviously, that doesn't have all that in it, but you can also do it yourself. It's pretty cheap, actually, and I've got everything in the cabinet to do it. I've got the recipe for it. I just hadn't done it yet. So making mindful choices like that, and you know, you get to stack a freezer like that and know that this winter blueberry muffins, blueberry pies, all those kind of things that remind us of summer in the middle of winter, you know, as we're eating, I don't know, deer stew or deer chili or whatever we decide to do with that. It's just, it's so reassuring that I'm feeding my family the absolute best, that this is not just something with an organic label slapped on it. I grew that. I harvested those deer. I processed those deer. They never left my sight. So I know exactly what they've been eating. I know exactly where they came from, and I know exactly how they got back there in that freezer. So any little step you can take, guys, do it. Do it for your health, for your family's health, you know, for uncertain times. You know, we're not going to be doom and gloom on here. You know, we're not preppers, but in a way we kind of are. We're kind of hedging our bets against a future that, you know, we saw back during COVID how fragile the food system is. So, you know, if you don't think it can fail, it can. So, you know, just do everything that you can. You know, grow something. All right, guys, let me get off here, because now I got to clean all that blueberry stuff up, all those pans, before Mama sees them, and all the juice that ran out on them. I got to get those sprayed off real quick before she sees them. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend, hit that thumbs up button, and until next time, grow something. And we love you. God bless you. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.